What's up, guys? It's Bobby with Spitting the Truth, and this video is going to be about great 80s records, part 1. There's going to be a lot going on because I have tons and tons of favorite 80s records. But before we get started, I'd like to ask, I'm trying to grow my channel, and if you guys like the content that is coming in this channel, please hit that like and subscribe. It would really help me out. Moving forward, I'm going to start off with featured record of the day. Sneaker Pimps, Becoming X. Now guys, back in the 90s, who didn't want to get with this lead singer? Let me know in the comments section. I thought she was beautiful. Moving forward, Robert Palmer's Heavy Nova. The hit off this record was simply irresistible. But the rest of the record is awesome too. Now, Robert Palmer is famous for a lot of things. Has put out a lot of great records. Double Trouble being one of them. Sneaking Sally Through the Alley, which is also one of my favorite ones. But it does not fall in this category because that is more 70s. But this we're talking today is about the 80s. This is a record you guys should check out because I'm sure you've seen the videos with those beautiful girls that he's dancing with. Robert Palmer, Heavy Nova. Next up, some more Robert Palmer. Riptide. Addicted to Love was the smash off this one. And this album was more mature, more 80s. He dropped the band that he had in his early 70s, the Meters, which was more reggae, funk type stuff, and he went straight for the 80s synth pop. A little rock in this too. This album actually does rock. But it's still got some good synth parts in it. Didn't Mean to Turn You On. It also is another fabulous song on this record. 80s fans out there, tell me what you think about Robert Palmer. Next coming up, I know I'm going to get some clout for this, but here at Spitting the Truth of Records, we love Howard Jones. I mean, what is love? I mean, I don't know how many times, I heard that song throughout the 80s when MTV first started playing it, man. Howard Jones had style, man. That hair he had, the clothes. I mean, you could tell the dude probably washed his hair with Pert Plus freaking 10 times and used the LA looks to get it just right. Howard Jones, human lived. Coming at you with more Jones, man. Dreams in Action. Things Can Only Get Better. Bounce Right Back. Is There a Difference? Dream into Action. This is a solid album. I'm familiar with all the songs on this album because I have played it multiple times. Guys, let me know if you like Howard Jones. Hitting the slow grooves right now. The Isley Brothers, Between the Sheets. This record, DJs through the 80s, through the 90s, and guys who were just trying to get lucky, played this record over and over and over again. T-neck. Another thing, as a DJ, when you saw that T-neck level, that label, man, you knew you were getting something good. Also, the Motown label. Certain records you just look at and you know, okay, there's going to be some hot tracks on this one. Isley Brothers, Between the Sheets. And here's one maybe you guys might not know. But Grace Jones, Warm Leatherette. The band she had with this album was very, very talented. Sly and Robbie, a reggae band. Some of you guys may have heard of them, some may have not. But Sly and Robbie were doing their thing in the 80s and 90s, and some early 70s too. But this album, when I first heard it, it was weird. The more I got to listen to it, the more funky it got, and the more, I came to realize, that it was pretty damn good. There's a lot of covers on this album. Private Life, a Rolling Stone. She covers Brian Ferry's or Roxy Music's Love is a Drug. The Pretenders, Private Life. But there's some good tracks on this album that is worth checking out. Grace Jones, Warm Leatherette. Also, another great 80s band out there. Kind of weird and bizarre, but I like them. Thompson Twins, Sidekicks. The big hit off this album was If You Were Here, but the rest of the album is solid all the way through. If you like Tom Bailey, who's the lead singer of this, it's worth picking up. Thompson Twins, Sidekick. Now, Thompson Twins, another one. Into the Gap. This was their big one. This one has the song on it that is played in every dentist office and every elevator all throughout the world. Hold Me Now. Doctor, Doctor. Day After Day. But this album, guys, was an 80s staple. Wonderful and worth checking out. Also, going fast and loose, coming up with another one. Tears for Fears. Songs from the Big Chair. Now, if you guys were lucky enough to see these guys live, I haven't. I've had some friends that have seen them live and said that they were just amazing. Roland and Kurt Smith, had they were in sync. I mean, like when they played together, I mean, everything just ended up perfect. But this album, Shout, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Head Over Heels, Listen, Broken. I mean, there's not a bad track on this album. This one also was mastered by Greg Calaby at Sterling Sound. It sounds good. Some of the UK pressings sound a little better. But with this one, you can't go wrong. This is the US one on Mercury. I also have the UK. But this is a solid album and definitely work. Actually, no. It's a must-buy. Not worth checking out. Must-buy. More from Tears for Fears. The Hurting. Now, this one is another album that is great all around. I mean, Kurt Smith and Roland are doing their thing again. But this album has a song on it that has been covered I don't know how many times. I mean, I think we even got people today in 2022 that are still covering their song, Mad World. But this one is a US pressing on Mercury. And like the former UK's, the US pressings do not sound bad. The UK's are iffy. Some say that they're better. But by this time, I think they were cutting from digital. I don't think they were recording analog anymore. I think this was 83. But guys, that's the end of part 1. I'm going to be doing the part 2 thing when I get more time. Let me know what you guys think about in the comments section. This is Bobby with Spitting the Truth, and I'm done for today.